If your cell phone bill is $50 a month or more, I'm going to show you how to cut that in half coming up in today's video. My name is Michael. Welcome to the Michael Saves YouTube channel. Happy to have you here. You know, it's hard to believe, but my cell phone bill today is cheaper than it was 20 years ago. How have I been able to do that? Well, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through my 4 best tips to lower your cell phone bill. You can keep the network that you love, but pay a whole lot less than your family and friends. Let's get to the tips. Tip number 1 is to switch cell phone service providers. Now, we all know the big names: Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Those are the big networks in the United States. Chances are you have a plan directly with them, right? Well, there are some other options, and some of those options are actually owned by those big networks. For example, Verizon owns Visible. That's my current carrier. I pay $25 a month all in for unlimited talk, text, and data plus mobile hotspot. AT&T also owns Cricket if you prefer the AT&T network, and T-Mobile owns Metro by T-Mobile if you prefer the T-Mobile network. That's a good place to start, especially if you have family plans, because those family plans are what's going to get you down to the $25 a month price point for cell phone service. At least that's as of August 2020 when I'm recording this video. Now, there are some other options, and those are the prepaid brands of those major networks. Verizon prepaid, AT&T prepaid, and T-Mobile actually has 2 prepaid brands. They have had some pretty good deals over the last year or two. You might want to check those out. It's an easy way to keep the network that you already have and just switch to a lower cost plan. Another plus with those prepaid plans is that there are no credit checks involved if that may be an issue for you. Finally, MVNOs. Have you heard that before? Mobile Virtual Network Operators. These are companies that are not owned by the major networks, but they have partnerships with those networks to provide cheap service. So Straight Talk, if you've been to Walmart, you've heard of Straight Talk. It is owned by TracFone. And Straight Talk has partnerships with all the major networks, and it provides cell phone service often at a cheaper rate than those big postpaid plans on the major networks. What I suggest that you do is this: if you like your current network, go through and review some of the options that I've listed. So for example, if you like Verizon, you may want to look at Visible, which is the discount brand. You may want to look at Verizon Prepaid. You could look at Straight Talk, maybe Xfinity Mobile, that runs on Verizon's network. Take a look at your options on the network that you like, because those are going to be the ones that you may want to switch to in the future. And pay attention to the next step, because that's going to help you narrow down the list even more. Tip number 2 is to shop for phone deals. Now, from the first step, you already have the list of a few carriers that you're considering switching to. You want to then go to the websites of those carriers and check for phone deals about once per week. This is assuming that you want to purchase a new device directly from whatever your new phone company is. That's not necessary, though. You can always buy an unlocked device from a number of places, including eBay, or bring an existing device. I just find that most people think about switching cell phone service providers when they are ready for an upgrade anyway. Let me give you some examples of the deals I've gotten from low-cost service providers on devices. Most recently with Visible, I got a $200 prepaid card after I paid full price for a Google Pixel 3a, and then a couple years ago I was with Xfinity Mobile and got $200 off a Samsung Galaxy S8. I've seen deals as much as $400 off the latest Google Pixel phone with a different low-cost cell phone service provider. You really just have to check their websites more often. Now, the discounts may not be quite as generous as you'd get with the postpaid carriers. You know, you'll see those ads for get a free phone or buy one iPhone, get another iPhone half off. You may not see deals quite as impressive because you're saving on the cost of the service plan. Those postpaid plans from Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T, they're pretty expensive, so they're able to offer those phone deals that can entice you to switch networks. With the prepaid carriers, there are still deals. You just have to be a little patient, and when you find one, jump on it. Also this, I should mention that I purchase my phones in full. I pay for them on a credit card and then I pay off the balance right away. But I know that's not possible for everybody, and some people like to finance their phones. Well, the low-cost providers often have ways for you to finance your phone with as low as 0% financing for 24 months. So you may have an opportunity to finance a device with a low-cost cell phone service provider, just like you would with the major carriers. And finally, if you choose to purchase a new phone and you have a device that that you don't trade in. Some of the low-cost service providers will have trade-in programs and some will not. You can always sell it online. Declutter is a great website that I've used in the past to sell my old electronics, and the money that you get back from that can help pay for your new device. Tip number 3 is to keep your phone longer. We all know that Apple, Samsung, and Google, they release new devices about once a year. And we've seen the lines outside the Apple Store every September, right? Well, instead of upgrading every year, try to extend that to 2 years. You're going to save a lot of money in the long run if you don't upgrade your device every single year. Now, if you're someone who wants the latest and greatest technology, whatever the new iPhone is, try not to get it on day one of the launch because there's no incentive for Apple to offer a great deal on day one. Chances are any deals will come about 4 to 6 weeks later, and they're going to come from companies other than Apple, maybe some of the discount providers that I've mentioned in this video. There are some exceptions with less popular phone brands like Motorola or LG. I've seen new devices from them go on deep discount almost immediately, especially if there's a lot of competition from a Samsung or an Apple at that time. Another strategy to control your cell phone costs: if you pay for your device in full, why not set up a high-interest savings account to save for your next phone? Put $25 a month for 24 months. You'll have $600 in there to pay for your next device when that time comes. My fourth and final tip is to protect your device, and I have 2 things I'd like to touch on here. First, cell phone insurance. The cell phone companies like to sell these policies that are between $10 and $15 a month, and they will reimburse you if your phone is damaged or stolen after a deductible, of course. But you don't have to pay for those policies every month because some credit card issuers offer free cell phone protection. I use it myself with a Wells Fargo card, but there are some other cards that offer it, and I have a full list of the best ones on my blog. I'll link to that in the description below. To activate this free coverage, it's very simple. You just have to pay your monthly cell phone bill using the card that offers this benefit. And what I do is I put that cell phone bill on auto pay so that there is never any lapse in my free cell phone protection. Again, more details and a video as well as an article on my blog. I'll have that in the description below so you can check to see if one of the credit cards you already have carries this benefit. Now, I haven't needed the cell phone protection yet, and I think that's because I always use a phone case on my devices, and I don't pay $50 for a phone case like they charge at the AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile stores. Now, I'll say those phone cases are pretty good, but you can go online. You can go on Amazon and get a phone case for less than $10. That's usually what I pay for a phone case. I also like the cases at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and Five Below. Again, they're under $10. If you're not using a phone case, you're more at risk to damage the device and need to rely on cell phone insurance, whether it is one you pay for monthly or the free one from your credit card issuer. So just use a case and protect your phone. It is a cheap insurance policy that is worth investing in. Some final thoughts and a quick recap here. First, identify low-cost carriers that use the network that you're currently on or the one you want to switch to. Then step 2 is to take that list and go to the websites of those carriers to search for phone deals. It may take a few weeks, but when you find one, you'll know it. Step 3 is to keep that phone for 2 years instead of 1. Beyond 2 years if you can, even better. And number 4 is to protect your device with a case and also free cell phone protection from a credit card issuer. Think about it this way: if you're able to lower your cell phone bill by $50 a month, that is $600 a year, and $600 a year that you can use to reach your other financial goals. My name is Michael from michaelsaves.com. I've got more tips on my blog and more videos here on YouTube. If you have a cell phone service provider that you really like, especially a low-cost provider, let me know about it in the comments below. Until next time.